Okay, we're flexing on a place we don't work anymore. We got a monster. It is 1:15, and gonna make a video because I live up to my promises, even if they're on YouTube. Just kidding. No, but I mean it. No. Uh, yeah. So, anywho, I just wanted to make this video, kind of to delve into my Let's Talk series because I thoroughly enjoy making them. I've made like three, I think, or four. Uh, and so this Let's Talk is in the lines and have a monster because I like destroying my insides with all the ingredients it has, all the healthy ingredients it has. Yeah, no. Um, yeah, so anywho, I wanted to talk about this topic, and the topic is uh, single, and so like being single, embracing the single life, and uh, kind of manifesting your ambitions and stuff, uh, being independent and just embracing solitude as well, like appreciating solitude and whatnot. Because so anywho, let's just get right into it. Valentine's Day is fast approaching, right? Not really fast approaching. It's like an entire month from now, but and so a lot of people during this time they're on the lines of, oh, I got to find somebody, because Valentine's Day is all about being romantic and stuff, and the last thing you want to be romantic with is yourself, that day. And so you get to like this urge, right? And especially with like the new year, because I felt it too. Uh, like the first couple days of January, I was like, oh damn, like I want to get back into a relationship, or like I really want somebody again. And uh, so I guess it all comes from uh, when you're on social media, and a majority of people are, right, uh, including myself. Now I know you may call me a hypocrite for saying, oh, social media is bad and stuff, but it's kind of like I don't know, you have to be like mentally ready to be back, or to handle social media, and just be in the right headspace to, yeah. So anywho, uh, so when it comes to like social media and stuff, uh, I get hit, and probably a lot of you guys as well. You're single, you've been single for a while, and you get these things when the new year rolls around, or just in general, right? The 365 days, you just get hit with, your friends or something that aren't single, or they have a relationship or something, and then you're just scrolling, 11 o'clock or midnight, you're not feeling the greatest about yourself, and then you just see them, uh, just out to dinner with their companion, and then you're like, oh, wow, I want that, uh, and that's one of the toxic things that comes with uh, being on social media in general. Because I talked about this in my leaving social media video, of just in the lines of, you put yourself to others, but at the end of the day, you need to put yourself to yourself, because that's the only way you're going to see any growth or any type of humbleness, slash, this isn't texting, but I just went there, slash, um, like responsibility, or just more meaning, right? Because if you're doing it for like this like external superficial high, right? Say of like getting a new car because somebody else in your feed has a new car, like that's going to go away really quickly, and it's going to make you feel even more miserable. The same thing applies to finding a relationship, right? For that sole purpose, right? Find a relationship because another person is in a relationship, and you don't want to be left out, right? So, with that said, some advice that I could give you, because I've dealt with it for over the last year and a half, and it took about a year or so for me to kind of find my place in the community, I guess, in the single community. It took about a year or so to find my purpose and just come to the mindset of like at this time, like I don't need to jump into a relationship again in order to be happy, or in order to find value in myself. Because if you do it for those two reasons, be happy or find value for yourself, you're not going to be happy in a relationship. If you're not happy and content with where you are right now being single, you're definitely not going to be happy with somebody else. And it's kind of like a recipe for disaster. You want to be content and have this stable mindset, or have stability in yourself and what's going on in your life, uh, before you give somebody else that. And it's hard. I mean, it's definitely hard. There's times where I'm just like on like Tinder, or like Facebook dating or something like that. You're just like, oh, I really want somebody to connect with me, but and then you get matches and stuff, and then you try to chat with them, and it gets defeating because they're like either one word responders, or they're just. But it's just on the lines of, you want to find purpose in yourself, right? And now, how can you do this, Austin? Well, I'll tell you, okay? I will certainly tell you, because that's the type of friend I am. No, but uh, yeah. So finding value in yourself, it's kind of limiting or taking out the externals in your life, in the sense of you realizing that you don't need a big circle of people around you to feel comfort, or just to. So what I mean by this and how I like to approach it is, a lot of people think, oh, the more friends I have, the more friends I have, the more I'll feel good about myself, right? Because they all like me. And the thing is, in reality, there's a very, 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 very small circle of people that will be through you through like what is it, thick and thin, I guess is the word, thick and thin. Um, and you gotta come to the realization of that, and be able to understand that, and not acknowledge that you don't need. And I guess that's where the first thing you come to is just not like being able to not feel the need to reach out to somebody, right? Not feel the need to reach out to somebody when you feel like this loneliness, right? So, what I mean by this is, like, if you can't go like a day or two without like interacting with somebody, say like another friend or something, like that's kind of where you need to reevaluate yourself, because the thing is, And like as I was saying, you need to embrace the solitude and kind of uh, recondition yourself to not when you feel like this kind of this feeling of I don't think I don't think I can go without talking to somebody. That's when you um, just need to reevaluate yourself. And kind of losing my mind right now, losing my thought process. But just give me a second. So, this is great. 10 minutes in, I was on a roll. I was on a roll. No, but it's just on the lines of knowing that you don't need to have people like have these like cashew. Uh, yeah. So how can you go about with embracing solitude and stuff? So embracing solitude is that you find productivity in your life, um, whether it's simple or complex. Simple is kind of like the small things, right? Simple thing is like the small things. So like maybe picking up a new hobby or something. Um, and then more complex things are uh, having more ambitions and stuff. So like say one of them is for me it was picking up the guitar, right? I got a guitar for Christmas, right? And so kind of I don't even know what I was going off of with the simple and complex, but just being productive and finding like value and purpose in your days. So I mean, just exercise or something, or thinking about your career and just embracing that, or embracing like a hobby or something like that. And just I know this is all over the place. I should have more structure, but I didn't want to make a list because that can be hard sometimes. Uh, but yeah, and then like going back to like the relationship part of it, it's just like as I said, if you aren't if you if you're not happy with yourself at this current point, you're not going to be happy with somebody else. You know, having somebody else, and it's gonna radiate. You know, of this feeling that you need to. And you know, some of us have like this like clinginess aspect of us, right? I'm guilty of it, right? This feeling of like, oh, like she didn't respond to me, and it's been like 2 days. Like, what's going on? Did I say something? Uh, but so like in that sense, it's kind of maybe it's with like attachment things or whatnot. But when it comes to like that type of stuff, you need to also check yourself. You know, be like, maybe she is busy, or maybe to not necessarily put all of your coins, I guess, in the bin, right? I don't know if that's the right analogy, but kind of not throw everything in just because somebody gives you like bats an eye at you, right? Or like stares in your direction. And it's very hard, especially with people my age, 23, 24, whatever. It's like that's what you want, man. You want to be able to sleep with somebody at night. You want to be able to hold somebody or kiss somebody. Just like this drive, right? And it gets to you, especially when the 14th or 15th of February is coming along, Valentine's Day, and then also the start of the new year, right? It gets to you, man, and it all just stems from to yeah, and it just stems from you not being able to be okay with being by yourself and it not like kind of it's not solace. Solace is kind of a bad thing, right? Negative. No. So just the solitude and stuff. You just if you have animals, embrace your animals. If you have things you want to get done, like for example, in June or July, like I want to be able to run my first 50K, right? And so like I right now I'm training about 40 plus miles a week and stuff, and like I enjoy it, and it's something I'm very passionate about, and I've been passionate about running for like 7 years now. What's going on? But it's like those things that really uh, make you appreciate what you have and whatnot. And now for some people, and one of the biggest things is when you get out of a breakup and stuff, your first initial reaction is you need that stimulant, right? You need that stimuli of, yeah. So you need like that stimulant of like, oh, like I miss cuddling with somebody, or you just miss that physical part within like the first week or month or couple months of a breakup, right? And uh, and a majority of times with breakups is that if you had any type of like emotional connection with with someone, um, you need to give yourself time, and it's very hard to like understand that, right? Very hard to understand that you need to give yourself time uh, to kind of to recover, because the thing is, if you were uh, so the qualities that led you guys to break up and stuff, you want to be able to focus on those and change whether it was you, yeah, whether it was you or the other person, right? And that's kind of what you want to address first before you make anything. Because otherwise, if you're just going to delve into another relationship, it's just going to end up that same way. Oh, um, yeah. And so, like, the biggest thing is after a breakup, you just want to be able to focus on yourself, right? Now, that doesn't mean that you can't like casually date or whatnot, or just kind of talk with other people and whatnot. But it just means that um, if you went through a breakup, or you need to find your purpose again without having the feeling that uh, you need to like hide it or submerge it with somebody else. Because again, it goes back to like the superficial stuff, right? Um, like yeah, like things like intimacy and everything, like those are great, right? But in the long run, it's not really gonna last. It's the same deal with like working towards a car, or if that's like your intention, right? If your intention is just to like work towards seeing that end goal, right, and not having like something you can work from, or uh, it's just not going to end up well. And the thing is, like, you want to have like a genuine uh, response into hitting your goals, rather than like, oh, I'm just doing it so I can sleep with somebody, or I'm just doing it so I can like flex on the idea of like, oh, I have a boyfriend or girlfriend, or it's the same thing with like a car or TV. Like I paid all this money and stuff, and then what does that give? It gives like emptiness, right? So I guess that's kind of what. Again, take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt, right? Because who am I? I'm just a tatted, long-haired weirdo with reptiles and stuff, and it just. But I'm coming on the lines of um, experience with it, and me being 23, you can take it with whatever you want, as I said, with a grain of salt. But over the last year and a half, I've dealt with this entire process of finding myself. Um, and for example, like after my situation, I was about 190 and I'm 5'5". I was about 190 and I got into like this binge drinking habit, and I was eating a lot of like fast food and stuff, and I was just constantly trying to find this dopamine for to get with another to get with another get with another woman, right? But it was it was my ability to kind of go through like say like therapy or whatnot. And one of the things is like don't don't call yourself weak to go through like, oh, I have to go through therapy, because I mean that kind of goes in your head, right? Of like, oh, I need therapy to get through like a breakup, and it's like you probably do, you know. It the strongest people have vulnerabilities, right? And they work on them, right? And that's what you should be doing as well. Uh, yeah. So, but yeah, so I went from about 190 back in last January or February, and right now I'm just under 130. And I've found, and I went from being very desperate of trying to find somebody, trying to get with somebody just for that superficial dopamine again, and or that superficial highs and whatnot, and then just kind of just going through like therapy and adjusting my priorities at that time, and it took a year. It took 365 days. Well, longer than that, um, about a year and a half. It's taken for me to kind of be okay with like, yeah, I got my own, and the feeling of like, yeah, I got my own stuff, right? I got my own stuff I'm doing. I got my own ambitions, right? With regarding like a career, with running, with whatever else you put in front of yourself, right? You want to achieve those. And the thing is, um, that'll give you purpose. That'll give you purpose in life. And then just know that like a relationship is not supposed to be, you probably heard this, but it's not supposed to be like the foundation of your happiness. It's supposed to be like an add-on, right? So you just work on yourself. You work on yourself, and um, it'll just come along. It'll manifest itself, and that's the thing that you want. You want it to uh, manifest rather than you kind of pull it in yourself without it naturally happening. Um, so again, take all of this with a grain of salt. I'm just a weirdo talking into my camera at almost 2 in the afternoon on a Sunday, trying to get a video out because I don't break promises. Drinking a Monster, rotting my teeth out. You got it, right? Let me get a little swig of this. Good stuff. Yeah. But anywho, I don't know if I covered anything in regards to this. I just wanted to get a video out for you guys. Um, please leave a like or something. Leave a like or comment if any of my stuff made sense to you. Uh, I love making these videos, and it just takes like the motivation, I guess, to be able to do it. Um, yeah. So maybe I'll make a like a time thing on here. I don't know how to do that though. I'm not tech, tech technically inclined. Or that's making a fool of myself right now. Anywho, I hope you have a absolutely fantastic rest of your day, rest of your Sunday, whatever day this lies on, or rest of your week, right? Or weekend, whatever, right? So Appreciate you guys watching this, even if it was for like 5 seconds. And be like, oh, okay, that's not what I wanted. I appreciate you very much. Anyways, yes, I will see you guys in the next video that I make, which will probably be next weekend. So I don't know when that lays on. Anyways, yeah, so like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys next weekend.